Hey everyone, it's Melissa. It is so good to be back. It seems like it has been forever since I made a video, and I guess it has been over 2 weeks, and that just seems like such a long time. I wanted to vlog some in London, but I did not get a chance to because the internet, the places that we were, just the internet was just so slow we couldn't. I tried downloading a short video and it got to like 7% and just wouldn't download anymore, and then it would be time to do something else, and so I just didn't get a chance to download anything, so I apologize for that. But we had such a wonderful time, and I thought today I would kind of give you some highlights, tell you how my packing went, why we packed the way we did. There were a lot of questions about that, and share just some of the highlights of an amazing country and a vacation that we had been planning for a year. It was for our 30th wedding anniversary, and it was just so special. We went back to London again, this time for a week. Then we went to more northern. We usually go to the southern areas, and we went to the northern areas. We went to Haworth, we went to York, we went to just all of that region up and through there, and it was amazing, just absolutely amazing. It's such a beautiful country with wonderful, wonderful people, and we had a great time. As far as the packing, I did great with my clothes. I wore everything, and I alternated and mixed and matched, so it worked out really well. The shoes I would have fine-tuned a little bit. I don't think I would have taken the boots. The boots were extremely comfortable, but I think I would have taken my little low heels and then 2 other pairs of flats to alternate, because we did, especially with the amount of walking, if you're going to be a tourist like we did and just try to see everything, we did just an amazing amount of walking and up and down stairs and stuff, and the shoes didn't hurt my feet, but I needed to alternate. I had to wear my boots, many days in a row, and I needed shoes, different kinds of shoes, flat shoes that I could alternate with. The bones of my feet started hurting, if that makes sense. The pads, and I had padding in and stuff like that, but we walked so very much that I needed to alternate. So I would have fine-tuned my shoes a little bit, because when you're doing so much walking, your shoes are everything. We didn't check luggage on the way over, and the reason that we didn't, Doug just didn't want to. The times that we'd been before, we carried a big suitcase, and we had to flying into Manchester, we had to take a couple of trains and a couple of tubes and stuff, and he just didn't want to fool with a great big suitcase. So what we did was we did carry on, and then we bought all of our souvenirs and stuff, and then bought a great big suitcase, a very inexpensive suitcase, and we checked luggage on the way back, because we ended up already in Manchester, so we didn't have to lug it from London up to Manchester. We had rented a car and ended up staying overnight the last night right by the airport, so we didn't have to worry about lugging a bunch of luggage around. So we didn't mind checking on the way back home. It was just on the way over there. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of confusing, but it sort of made sense to us, so that's what we did. I don't have any big hauls to do because I really didn't buy anything for myself. Of course, I bought everything for my kids and my grandkids, especially my grandkids. And wow, I had a big suitcase. We actually had to buy a great big suitcase for all the stuff I bought for those grandkids. So I did buy one duty-free lipstick. It was the Tom Ford Spanish Pink. I got it at a good price, so I did go ahead and indulge, and I've got that on right now. And when I went to Selfridges, I did indulge in a Charlotte Tilbury quad, and I got Rochik. It's a beautiful gray. Lots of grays that I like to wear. But as far as the makeup goes, so shoes, I could have just gotten by with this. I didn't even use I don't think I ever used my palette, my Viseart palette that I took. I didn't need it. I didn't need anything else but what was in here. That's all I did, and I'm still using it. I love this Trish McEvoy little thing that I had shown that I packed. You know, it's got everything in it and eyeshadows. And like I said, I'm still wearing it. It's just, you know, it's just great. I realized I have way too much eyeshadow palettes. But anyway, so that was with my packing. The highlight, well, there were two highlights. One of them was I got to meet my friend Becky. She and I had emailed each other, and she was so kind to take trains and come into London to have lunch with us. We had such a wonderful time. She was such a beautiful woman, just so full of life and knowledgeable and beautiful, and we just had a blast with her and just really got to spend a couple of hours with her, and we enjoyed it so much. So thank you so much, Becky, for coming all the way in to do that for us, and thank you for all the tips you gave us, and just thank you for being such a good friend and for caring enough about us to come in to visit us. I really appreciate it so much. It was wonderful meeting you. And I got to meet one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, Nisha, Sugar Puff and Fluff. Man, was that fun. I loved every minute, and throughout this video I'm going to insert little things that I talk about. But Nisha was, you know, I felt like I had known her. I felt like she was my little sister. I felt like I had known her. There was no awkward pauses. I saw her and it was just like, yes, you know, I know you. She's beautiful, such a beautiful, beautiful woman. Just even more beautiful than she is in her videos, and you see how beautiful she is in her videos. She's got the most beautiful eyes I believe I have ever seen. Just a gorgeous woman, but the warmth that comes from inside of her and the enthusiasm for life and the happiness and the beauty and the heart that she has, I will never forget it. I will never forget that she and her husband, I mean, her husband didn't know us from anybody, but I will never forget and always be grateful that he came in to meet us too. And he was so nice and so hospitable and so, you know, nice to Doug. And they sit over there and just talked, and, you know, poor man, he probably thought, you know, who are these crazy Americans? But he was so gracious and nice. And Paul, I just really appreciate that so much. You and Nisha are such a lovely couple, and you know, I just, I can't say enough. I can't say enough. I wish, the only bad thing about it is I won't get to see her very much. You know, I don't know that it'll probably be years before I get to see her again. The house next door is for sale, and I've been telling her that they need to move over here and buy the house next door. But thank you, Nisha, for meeting me, for, you know, you as well as Becky drove, you know, came all the way in an hour by train just to meet us. And it was one of the best afternoons that I've ever had, sitting with friends. And because, you know, at the end, because as soon as I saw you, we were friends. I mean, we had been YouTube friends, but now we're real friends. And I will cherish this relationship always, and it was amazing meeting you. So thank you so much, Nisha, for coming in to meet us. It was the highlight of my vacation.
Hello. We're going to see Nisha right now. Sugar Puff and Fluff, and we're so excited. I can't believe that she's coming all the way into town just to see us. I know.
Can't believe it.
I feel kind of guilty.
Guilt.
I mean, do you feel that she's making all this effort to come see us? So
I'm so guilty.
So, we'll try to film. Bye.
Okay, you ready? Are you ready?
Did you not film that? Oh my God. Your son is coming up. Where's your, did you not bring your son? Max. Oh, my son. Yeah, your son. I'm talking about that. No, not that. Okay, here we go. Let's go get some coffee. Let's go. Does that sound good? Yeah, where are we going to go?
Not that much.
Do I need to run up the steps? Run up the steps. Oh, is
Mojitos.
Is it a picture? Oh, cheers.
Mojitos.
Cheers.
Some other wonderful things. You know, I've been so blessed that, and I'll always be grateful to Doug for this. I've never been able to travel much, and since, you know, he just took me on a vacation that really had so many highlights that meant so much to me. Just tons of highlights. Some of the things that we did, you know, we went to Parliament, we went to Buckingham Palace.
Where are we going now? We're at Buckingham Palace.
See the Queenie?
Yeah, she saw my YouTube videos and she was so impressed.
She wants to know how to
Do her
look
makeup.
good.
Do her makeup. She was so impressed she invited us over personally. But yeah, we're going in the side entrance right now
They will have royal drinks.
to that's Buckingham, the side of Buckingham Palace, and we're going in right now.
We went to the British Museum.
Today's our 30th anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
And so we're having a nice dinner tonight. The lady at the hotel is making reservations for us, and we are going to the British Museum today and shopping for another pair of shoes. So, bye.
Bye.
We went to Kensington Palace, and one thing a dream that I got to realize, I realized so many dreams on this trip. Like I said, number one, meeting Becky and Nisha. But I also got to go see Mousetrap. I am a huge Agatha Christie fan. I had wanted to see this play for the longest time, for years and years and years. I get the Agatha Christie newsletter, and they always talk about, you know, taking groups to see Mousetrap, and I thought, oh, I'll never be able to see it. And we got tickets ahead of time, and we were able to go see Mousetrap. So that was such a blessing to me and a big highlight. I went to the Globe to see that. My daughter has performed. She was an actor, and her husband too, and they performed a lot of Shakespeare's plays. So I went there for her and thoroughly enjoyed it. Another highlight, oh my gosh, Abbey Road. You know, I remember sitting, when I first saw the Beatles, you know, back in like '64, and seeing them on the Ed Sullivan Show and just being so amazed. And then of course, you know, seeing them go into Abbey Road over the years to record things, go up those famous steps, and then on the Abbey Road album, being, you know, seeing the famous picture of them crossing the road. So I do have that picture. Of course, I had to, you know, cross the road and have Doug take a picture of me, and then he crossed the road and I took a picture of him. So, you know, have that. That was such a dream of mine. This, you know, young girl growing up, dreaming of the Beatles, and actually being able to go where the Beatles stood and seeing these amazing things that where they had recorded and where they had walked and lived a good part of their life. So that was just such a highlight for me. When I was a little girl growing up in a little town called Jasper, Tennessee, I read Wuthering Heights, and I remember sitting in, you know, it was hot summertime, and I remember sitting and reading the book and dreaming of the moors and dreaming of Heathcliff and Kathy and where that area was, and feeling the wind on my face, and the whispering of the wind calling their names to each other. And of course I was a romantic little girl, but it was such a romantic story, and I longed to be able to go see those moors. I longed to be able to see them, and I finally was able to. We went to the Bronte Parsonage and visited all that. I actually got to see a lock of Emily's hair and that wrote Wuthering Heights, and we trekked up the moors back behind the parsonage, and I stood on the spot that influenced her to write Wuthering Heights. And I just sat there and felt the wind, listened to it. Even though it was a warm day, the wind still blows, and it's just so beautiful up there. So I finally got to realize my childhood dream of going up on the moors where Emily Bronte stood and what inspired her to write Wuthering Heights and sit down and get a picture. So a huge childhood dream of mine. That one, as well as walking along Abbey Road, were just huge highlights for me. We also went to Chatsworth, the big beautiful estate. We went to York. Oh my goodness, York was an amazing place. We absolutely loved it there. What a beautiful place. And we went to the old historic area, and just the shambles where the buildings are so old that they're almost touching each other from leaning. Loved it so much. We went to Westminster. We went to St. Paul's. I mentioned we went to Selfridges. So, it was just such an amazing trip. I hope that this was not too boring for you, and the pictures that I'm going to be showing and the thoughts are not going to be too boring for you. This is my feelings and my take on England, and I wanted to thank the people that I met. I know none of you watch me, but I still wanted to thank the people that I met because everyone was so sweet and so amazing to us. We met so many wonderful, beautiful people that I really enjoyed. Thank you, Becky, for coming to meet us. Thank you, Nisha, for being amazing and being the little sister that I never had. And thank you all for watching. And hopefully now I can start getting back into the swing of things and start answering my comments. I apologize that I haven't answered comments, but I'm going to kind of just start over from here. So here's some more scenes from London, and thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Roundabout, take the first exit.
Mind the gap. Mind the gap. Mind the gap.